Ever since I said I like fat women, my phone won't rest at all. From dawn to dusk and midnight too, it keeps on taking calls. I never thought one phrase of love could shake the world this way. But now I live inside a storm of laughter night and day. They call me Fazza, lover bold, with words both sweet and grand. But even I was not prepared for love so close at hand. A million hearts awakened loud, each wanting me to see. That beauty comes in many forms, and joy in mystery. One woman said, "My prince, I bake the best sweet cake in town." Another sent a voice note soft that nearly made me drown. One promised me her laughter bright, another her perfume. And one said, "If you pick me, dear, I'll give your heart more room." I smiled beneath the desert sky. The moon was laughing too. For who knew one confession light could make the heavens blue? I meant no chaos, only truth. I spoke with royal grace. But now the sand dunes echo love from every secret place. The horses tilt their heads at me. "Oh Fazza, what you've done!" They hear my ringtone play again beneath the morning sun. Each message starts with, "Handsome prince, I heard your noble call," and ends with hearts, emojis sweet, or "Yours forever, doll." My palace guards can't sleep at night. The phone lines never cease. They say, "Your Highness, kindly rest. We beg you, give us peace." I laugh and say, "My friends, calm down, it's destiny's design. When love decides to multiply, who dares to draw the line?" Some say that beauty wears a crown in delicate disguise. But I have learned that love is vast. It wears no single size. For softness holds a tender soul, a comfort deep and rare. And curves, like dunes of golden sand, breathe poetry in air. They call me dreamer, poet prince, who rides with love untamed. But even I must smile at fate, by what I've now been claimed. For every call that rings again, I hear a song so pure, of women proud in heart and form, so radiant, so sure. One called from Cairo, one called from Cairo, one from Rome, another from the Nile. Each spoke of fate and royal dreams in accents sweet with style. They said, "Oh Fazza, don't forget the women strong and wide, for we can hold your sorrows close and warm your heart inside." I listened with a poet's ear, amused and softly moved. For in each voice I felt a truth, the power to be loved. They spoke not just of body fair, but spirit strong and kind. And in their laughter, I could hear the courage of their mind. The falcons circled high above, the wind began to hum. The universe itself replied, "See what your words become." For beauty's not a fragile thing, it's laughter, soul, and grace. It's how she smiles when clouds are gray and love lights up her face. Ever since I said those words, my days have turned to song. A melody of women's pride that's echoing so strong. And I, the poet prince of hearts, am humbled by their might. For every woman large or small now glows beneath the light. My friend said, "Hamdan, you've gone mad. What did you just declare?" I said, "The truth, my brothers dear, I simply do not care. For love is more than narrow rules or foolish worldly scale. It's how she makes your spirit soar, beyond the desert veil." They laughed, but deep within their eyes a shimmer slowly grew. They knew that beauty's many forms could all be royal too. For kindness curves in every heart, and laughter has no weight. And tenderness, when shared by two, makes every soul feel great. The royal chef came to my door, with trays of sweets and pie. He said, "Your Highness, you've inspired half the city sky. They're baking, singing, sending gifts, all claiming you tonight. And everyone says you're their dream, their Fazza, pure delight." I smiled and said, "Let them rejoice, for love is heaven's plan. Each woman who believes she's queen deserves to find her man." The chef just laughed and shook his head. "Oh Fazza, what a ride! You've started something beautiful, a storm of royal pride." The palace phones kept ringing still, the echoes wouldn't fade. From morning tea till desert dusk, new promises were made. One said she'd bring me homemade bread, another camel milk. One wrote a poem on pink silk cloth as soft as royal silk. I read them all with tender heart, amused yet deep inside. I felt a wave of beauty vast, so strong it turned the tide. For once the world stops judging size, and starts to love the soul, then every woman shines anew, complete, divine, and whole. My stallion neighed beside the shore, as waves kissed golden sand. He whispered, "Fazza, love has come, in ways you never planned." I laughed and stroked his silver mane. "You're right, my loyal steed. The world is wide, and love expands beyond our shallow creed." One lady sent a portrait drawn, with blush upon her cheek. Another wrote a letter long that made my spirit weak. She said, "You made us proud again, you broke a foolish chain, and taught us that the word, too much, should never cause us pain." Her words like honey warmed my chest. I whispered to the sea, "O women strong, I never knew how vast your love could be." They answered through the salty breeze, through laughter sweet and clear, "For every poet who sees us whole, we'll bless him year by year." Now in my court they tease me soft, the jesters play along. They sing of calls and curvy queens in every merry song. But deep within their joyful tune, a truth begins to bloom. That love's not shaped by what we see, but by the heart's perfume. I walk through halls of roses red, the moonlight on my crown, and think of all the voices sweet from every distant town. Each one a star, a spark of flame, a woman proud and real, whose laughter makes the heavens glow with tenderness I feel. The poets write of angels slim, of beauty's fragile art. But I have seen another truth that beats within the heart. A woman's warmth, her gentle grace, her soul that's kind and deep. These are the treasures I adore, the memories I keep. So ever since I said that line, my world has changed its hue. I see the sun in rounder shape, the sky in softer blue. And when I sleep beneath the stars, I smile before I fall. For even dreams ring softly now, with endless loving calls. One morning in the royal court, my ministers looked pale. They said, "Your Highness, please slow down, this love has gone off scale." The palace gate is blocked again, with flowers, cakes, and songs. And all the women from the world are lined up miles long. I laughed so loud the chandeliers began to gently sway. I said, "My friends, when love is true, you cannot turn away. Each woman there deserves respect, her laughter bright and free. For love that comes from confidence is royal dignity." They handed me my ringing phone, the screen a flood of hearts. Each message sweet, each picture bright, a gallery of arts. One wrote, "My prince, I'm soft as clouds, I'll keep your night so warm."
Another said, "My love for you cold calm the fiercest storm."
I sipped my tea and grinned at fate, amused by what I'd done. The moonlight glowed within my eyes. I felt the rising sun. For beauty's song had found its voice in every joyful tone. And all who once felt left behind now claimed their love as own. The falcons perched beside my chair, their feathers sharp and gold. They whispered, "Fazza, words have wings more powerful than gold." I nodded with a poet's pride. "You're right, my feathered friends. For when love speaks with honesty, the mocking laughter ends." Each message that I read that day was filled with tender light. Some shy, some bold, some funny too, but all of them felt right. For though the world can sometimes mock what it cannot define, each curve, each smile, each woman proud, became a royal line. I walked out through the palace doors, the courtyard bathed in sun. The people laughed. "Our Fazza speaks, his heart belongs to none." I smiled and raised my hand to them. "My heart belongs to all, to every woman proud and kind, who answers love's sweet call." A journalist approached me fast, her pen a lightning sword. She said, "Your Highness, tell the world what love has now restored." I said, "I spoke from heart alone, not fame or fleeting praise. But maybe, now the world will see love's beauty in new ways." They printed headlines bold and grand, "The Prince Who Loves All Queens." And soon the cities filled with joy, in laughter-filled routines. Women danced in marketplaces, singing loud and free. Fazza said he loves us too, the world has heard our plea. I chuckled soft, my heart aglow, my poem had turned to life. 1,000 hearts in harmony, dissolving ancient strife. No more the cruel comparisons, no more the shallow war. Now beauty walked with confidence through every open door. At night I sat upon the dunes, the stars in desert spun. The wind was whispering gentle words, of all that love had done. For every call that reached my phone, each note, each smiling face, had shown the world that self-respect is beauty's truest grace. One night a woman's voice came through, as soft as date tree shade. She said, "My prince, you changed my life, I'm no longer afraid. For once I thought I wasn't worth a poem, a song, a glance. But now I walk with head held high, you gave my soul a chance." Her words became a melody that circled in my head. I whispered to the midnight sky, "These words are truth," I said. "For every woman born to shine must know she's heaven's art. And love begins when she believes she's precious from the start." The camels sighed, the stars aligned, the night was pure and mild. I felt as if the world itself had turned to something wild. For laughter rose from distant towns, from cities near and far. Each woman saying proudly now, "I love just who we are." My friends still teased me day and night, "You've started something strange." Now every baker, teacher, nurse, calls you within range. I laughed and said, "Then let them call, for love's a noble game. And if my words can bring them peace, I'll never hide my name." They said, "Your Highness, you must rest, this love won't let you sleep." I smiled. A poet never rests when feelings run this deep. Each message fuels another verse, another golden rhyme. And every heart that beats with pride is part of love's great chime. Soon poets in far lands began to write of Fazza's theme, of gentle love and laughter sweet, of every body's dream. They wrote of women strong and soft, of queens with gentle eyes, and how the prince from desert sands had taught the world to rise. I watched the headlines fade away, the noise begin to still. But in the silence of my heart, love's echoes lingered still. For even if the calls would stop, their meaning wouldn't die. For beauty's soul had learned to dance beneath the endless sky. One day I met an elder wise who lived beside the sea. He smiled and said, "Young Fazza, love has spoken loud through thee. For words that lift a heavy heart are stronger than the sword. And every woman that you blessed now walks with love restored." I bowed before his ancient grace, his beard as white as foam. He said, "My son, you've shown the world that every heart's a home. The ones who laughed will one day learn that beauty cannot fade. For love's not bound by shape or form, it's how the soul is made." I left his hut in quiet thought, the waves a soft refrain. I felt the peace of knowing now my words were not in vain. For though the world can change with time, true kindness never ends. And laughter born from love sincere forever mends and mends. I rode my horse through city streets, the people waved and cheered. Some held up signs that said with pride, "Fazza, the world's endeared." And from the balconies I saw the glow of women fair. Their laughter bright, their spirits bold, their confidence laid bare. Each one a poem walking proud, each one a queen in bloom. And love itself the sweetest scent that filled the evening room. I knew then what the angels meant when whispering above. That joy is born when someone dares to speak the truth of love. The palace maids would often joke, "My prince, you've found your test. For love that calls 1,000 times won't let your heart rest." I laughed and even the desert trees would sway when laughter filled the air. As if the earth itself rejoiced, to see such love so rare. And poets young would write to me, "We'll follow in your line. We'll write for every heart unpraised, till all the stars align." So ever since that fateful day, my words escaped control. They traveled through the hearts of men, they mended every soul. For beauty once misunderstood was now reborn through rhyme. And love that once was mocked in shade had found its perfect time. Sometimes at dawn I hear again my phone begin to ring.
Another voice, another art, another song to sing.
And though the world may laugh again, I'll never change my view. For love that sees beyond the form is pure and always true. One woman said, "My prince, you made the world look twice at me." Another said, "You gave me faith, I finally feel free." I told them both, "The credit's yours, Your courage broke the wall. I only spoke the truth aloud. You answered to its call. Now every poem that I write holds laughter in its breath. A joyful tear, a heartfelt truth that conquers even death. And when I ride through desert winds, my soul feels calm and wide. For every heart I've helped to bloom now rides along beside. The moon looks down and softly winks, the stars begin to hum. The angels sing of love reborn, of kindness yet to come. And though my phone still rings at night, I never feel dismay. For every call's a melody that lights my royal way. So ever since I said those words, my world became a flame. A fire bright of love and pride, that never feels the same. For laughter mixed with tenderness has crowned my poet's hall. And I, the prince who spoke his heart, now answer every call. Let laughter ring, let voices rise, let every woman shine. For beauty's not a single face, its soul in grand design. And when the future writes my tale in sands of golden hue, they'll say, he loved with open eyes, and made the world love too. So here I stand, the desert breeze, still whispering my name. A poet prince who found his peace in love without a frame. For ever since I said that line, my life has grown so sweet. Each call a song, each heart a friend, each laugh a rhythmic beat. The palace walls no longer sleep, they echo joy and rhyme. For love that lifts the world like this outlasts the test of time. And I, still smiling in the dusk, with heart so full and tall, know deep within that I was right, to answer every call. Ever since I said I like fat women, life turned into art. A carnival of love and grace that lives within my heart. And if tomorrow fate should ask what moment I recall, I'd say, the day I spoke that truth, and love began to call.